Okay, here we are at Spice Hill. We have got to do some major tomato pruning. As you can see, this area has gone kind of crazy. The garlic looks like it's a little dry. I need to see what's happening in here. I'm going to get some weeds pulled. As you can see, I've already done some pruning of the tomatoes already because they were so overgrown in certain areas. But look at this craziness here. That's a sugar baby watermelon volunteer. Oh my goodness. It was just taking over the trellis. Now I'm going to try to get more of them going up the trellis, but I don't want to disturb it too much. I have done some pruning in here. I just need to do a lot of staking. As you can see, I have quite a few volunteers that I still need to stake up. I've cut off a lot of suckers. They had been overgrown for quite some time. Apparently, I have been remiss in getting up here and handling a lot of these tomato plants. This whole row here, I started staking, but as you can see, I still have more to go. But look, don't those look delicious? Check out this abundance. Right here, look at that. These are yellow pear tomatoes, or at least I think they are. They look like they're growing upside down because the stem had actually curled on the ground. So they are doing just fine though. I can't wait until they're ready to be eaten. Here are a lot of the other tomatoes that I spent some time pruning. I was so surprised when I pulled out some of the tomato plants in this area. I could not believe that we had covered up the thyme. It was in there struggling to survive. There it is, looking fantastic. But still watermelon trying to grow over the top of it. But it is doing quite well. And look, to my surprise, to the right, tomatoes. These were completely covered with vines. I couldn't believe they were under there. It's so wonderful to find surprises like that. The volunteer watermelon is just going crazy. I've been trying to train some of the leaves to go up and around the garden. Look at this sweet basil. Does it not look fantastic? So fragrant, it's fantastic. I love it. I am definitely going to have to harvest some of this and get it into the dehydrator. Look at that, so healthy. Oh my goodness, I just love it. Here's another tomato that has really just gone wild. I was surprised at how much overgrowth it had. And look, underneath here we have our oregano struggling there, trying to survive with this tomato leaning over the top of it. Now take a look at this. This is the celery, folks. It has all gone to seed. It has been quite hot and it has gone to seed along with the cilantro to the right. And to my horror, I have lost all the purple bok choy. One thing I do realize about this is it's another lesson learned. First of all, this is not the time for bok choy in the zone that we are in, and I have a tendency to plant against my zone. So another lesson learned, even though the main reason this perished is because the water failed, the bottom line is it is not the time for bok choy in zone 9A, 9B. Well, I've decided to pull up this line to find out what is going on and why I am not getting any water flow in this area. It is completely dry. Let's continue to pull this out, but I mean, there's some water here because the garlic chives appear to be doing well. Well, I couldn't get this out without my pliers, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that for right now and do some more investigation on this line to find out why we're not getting any water up here. It appears to be a little bit in this area because the garlic chives here is growing quite well along with these weeds. And also the tomatoes in the background, so there's water here. There, what else was planted in there, y'all? I can't remember, but it has taken off and looks like it's trying to go to seed. It's intermixed with this tomato plant right here. Oh my goodness, this was this is the hot and spicy oregano. Oh my, yeah, it's wow, we'll have to get that uncovered and figure out what's going on there. But as you can see, Spice Hill has really, I've unfortunately neglected a little bit, busy with some other things, but we're going to definitely look at this water situation and discard the bok choy and see what else we can save in this area, see what's going on here. Okay, the water's on. I see absolutely no water in this area at all. This line here from this point has water. Not right there. So there's water on that line. There's water on the roses. There's water dripping there. So what is the sitch with this line? As I pull the line out further down, I'm noticing it is really just dry, dry, dry everywhere. Let's see if we can just pull this out first and see if any water comes out at all right there. No, there's no water even coming out right there. Wow. What in the world? Well, when I went back to where the line teed off, apparently the valve for this side was partially closed off, so it wasn't getting full flow. So we've solved that problem. So now let's get this bok choy out of here and move on. Okay, it's the celery's turn. Look at it. It is really woody at the stalk. It is very thick. There doesn't really look like a whole lot of viable celery here, but the great thing about it is I am going to give this to the ladies and Mr. Cocoa Puff, and they will love it. That is the great thing about chickens. There's very little waste on the homestead. They can eat so much of your excess greens and your kitchen scraps as far as the vegetables and things. Just be careful, no onions, and there are also some nightshade plants you want to look out for. All right, let's get the rest of this celery out. That's a dry garlic bulb there on the ground by my foot. We might try to stick that back in and see what happens. I don't know.
After I picked it up, I realized that it was completely dried out and not viable at all. I tell you, I love aquaponics so much because there's one thing you don't have to worry about, and that is weeds.
All the celery is out. Got it over there. So, whew, I think I'm going to string up a couple of tomatoes and I'm going to call it for the day. It is getting very warm now.
And this is a good time to remove any low-level leaves and suckers, of course. We want all that energy to be going directly to the tomatoes themselves. It is amazing how large some of these suckers are. They're like complete another stem almost. It's ridiculous. Look at all this extra greenery, energy that doesn't need to be spent. So let's get rid of all of that so we can get us some delicious tomatoes. It is amazing how few leaves a plant needs for photosynthesis. So please feel free to trim off a lot of those lower level leaves because you just don't need them. All right, now it's time to try to tackle this monstrosity. It has so many out of control suckers and extra stems. We're going to take all of this off. This is a totally separate tomato plant here. I'm just going to take it completely out. Some of the volunteers are just too close together and it's too late to try to transplant those. Well, it is getting hot, y'all, so I'm heading in, but I want to thank you for stopping by at Arizona Homestead. And as always, be happy, be well, and be blessed. Until next time, bye-bye.